Hello, hello, hello. I am so glad that you decided to join me today to find out the answer to the big question. Is Scentsy better than candles? Yes. Yes. If you just need a yes or no answer, you can stop this video right now, save yourself about 10 minutes, and just believe me when I say Scentsy is definitely better than candles. Hang out with me though. Let's talk about this. Let's find all the nitty-gritty details of why Scentsy is better than candles. Hey there guys, my name is Jami Jo and I'm with Jami Jo Sells Wax, and I have a partnership with Scentsy Fragrance, so of course I think Scentsy is way superior to candles, but I have facts and reasons to back up my opinion. Now, I have been working with Scentsy Fragrance for over 14 years now. I partnered with them all the way back in October of 2008. I fell in love with the products because they worked, they smelled amazing, they were completely safe, and we're really going to get into that in just a few minutes. And I loved that they were affordable too. So I have been using Scentsy Fragrance back then in my workspace. Now my workspace is also my home space. So I have Scentsy all over my home, in my car. Really, I'm surrounded by Scentsy products and I would have it no other way. But not only do I love their products, I also love to mentor and guide people into their own Scentsy journey. So if that's something that you have thought about, reach out to me because I would love to talk to you. Now guys, you might see my eyes jet down a little bit off and on throughout this video because I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss out on anything and that I used the right words a lot of times. So I do have a few notes right in front of me, but let's jump into this. Why is Scentsy so much better than candles? And honestly, the most important reason, the biggest reason, is safety. Now, there's a lot more reasons than just that, but the number one reason that Scentsy is way better than candles is the safety factor. So let's think about a candle. How does a candle work? Obviously, it's wax, usually in a jar with a wick, and you have to light that wick. So there is always an open flame. If you have little fingers or furry paws in your house, or even just a clumsy spouse, maybe you're clumsy yourself, an open flame is never a good idea. There are so many hazards that come into play when there is an open flame. Just ask your local fire department and they can definitely tell you all the hazards. So with Scentsy, there is no flame, there is no fire, and the same hazards are not there. If you're not familiar with Scentsy, I have a Scentsy warmer right here. I have another one right here. So these are two different kinds of warmers. This one uses a light bulb. This one uses a warmer element plate, and they each have a dish on the top that you would place wax in. They come in bars like this, break apart, you pop a couple cubes in that dish. It's gonna melt down and give off the fragrance of just like a candle, actually better than a candle because there's no soot to compete with the fragrance. Anyway, we'll get into all that. But you don't have to have that open fire or that open flame to get the fragrance from this wax like you would with a candle. Now, another big problem with candles is actually the glass shattering. Like I mentioned, I mean, the majority of candles come in a jar of some sort. I really can't think, I mean, I guess there are candles that are just self-contained, but the majority of them are going to come in a jar. So glass can shatter at certain temperatures, and I don't know the certain temperature. I really don't care because I don't burn candles in my home. But glass can shatter at a certain temperature, and I have seen photos and videos of it time and time again, and you do not have to worry about that with Scentsy Fragrance. Of course, if you were to drop this warmer, this is glass. If you were to drop it, yes, it would shatter. It would make a big mess, but it wouldn't explode like an exploding candle can do. Now, let's jump back to something I mentioned a second ago, and that is the issue of soot. If you don't know what that is, when you blow out a candle and you see the smoke go up into the air, that is soot. If you have had a candle next to a wall and you move it away and you see the black on the wall, that is soot. This is stuff that goes into the air, onto the walls, onto furniture, around when you burn a candle. It's actually because it's putting harmful things, I don't want to get into all the science of it, but it's putting harmful, yucky stuff into the air. I think carcinogens is one of the words that I read a lot when I was doing research for this topic. So those things are found in soot. Now, with a Scentsy warmer, there's no wick, no fire, no flame, therefore no soot. So you don't have to worry about that stuff floating in the air or getting on your wall or your furniture. Now, also one really big thing when burning candles is to be aware of the wick height. That's one thing that I also read a lot about when doing research on this topic, is to make sure when you light a candle that the wick is at a proper length. Guys, we don't have to worry about that with Scentsy. You put wax in the warmer, you walk away, you forget about it. You love the smell. You don't have any of those stressors to worry about. So let's talk about those stressors. I actually encountered this not too long ago. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you will know that I lost electricity for, I think we ended up without electricity for 7 days. So during that 7 days, I was having to use candles just for light at, you know, certain times of the day, in the evening and stuff. So one evening we had some candles lit, and then we decided to run a quick errand, and I just hopped in the car with my husband and off we went, and we're a couple miles away, and I looked at him and I went, oh, I didn't blow the candle out. And it was a huge stress for me. Like, was it going to be okay before we got home? Was that candle going to be okay? I have a cat. Is the cat going to knock the candle over? All these different things that I am stressing about. And I don't have to stress about those things with Scentsy. I don't have to worry about if I left the house with the Scentsy warmer on, because honestly, I never turn my warmers off unless I'm going on vacation. But my day-to-day life, my Scentsy warmers stay on all the time. I just don't have those stressors as if I had a candle and did I blow it out before I left. Now, also, one great thing about Scentsy is that you can control the strength of the fragrance by how much fragrance oil or fragrance cubes you put in the Scentsy warmer. If you like a stronger fragrance, you just dump more cubes in there. You don't have that option with a candle. You have, is it lit or is it not? And honestly, most candles that I have smelled just smell like soot to me. They smell like fire. They don't necessarily smell like sugar cookie like the jar says. It's like sugar cookie on fire. Scentsy is actually the fragrance that it says it is. So you have control over that fragrance. Now let's jump back to all the nasty stuff that goes into the air. And one of the words that I did read a lot was carcinogens. Now we use a paraffin-based wax with Scentsy fragrance, and it is never recommended that you put a wick in paraffin-based wax because it does release carcinogens. But with Scentsy, it never gets to a hot enough temperature to release those carcinogens. All that goes into the air is the fragrance oil that is dispersed from the wax. So what you're breathing is a lot more safe for you than if it was a candle. And then really the last other thing I want to touch on is I haven't seen very many super pretty candles. I mean, you can only do so much to a jar to make it pretty. I have never seen a candle this gorgeous right here. We have some amazing, amazing, gorgeous warmers. It's not lit, but I have an aerial one right up there. I mean, we have some absolutely stunning warmers, and I've never seen a candle more than a basic jar candle. So a few other things that I just want to make sure that I mention to you. Scentsy has no harmful volatile organic compounds. Those are sometimes called VOCs. Scentsy does not have any of those. We are formaldehyde free. We are gluten free. We are BPA free. We are egg free, and we are lead free. Guys, Scentsy has really done a lot of research and a lot of work to make sure that their products are safe for you, they're safe for your pets, they're safe for your kids, they're safe for your entire family. So, again, when I ask the question, is Scentsy better than candles? Hopefully, I've convinced you that I do know the answer to this question. And the answer is yes. Scentsy is vastly better than candles. If you guys have any other questions, don't ever hesitate to reach out to me either in the comments here on YouTube or feel free to text me at 918-888-9690. If you guys are looking to place an order or to start a Scentsy partnership yourself, you can do either one of those things at JamiJoSellsWax.com. The exact spelling of it is in the description of this video below, and I would love to help you either make your home smell better or answer any other questions that you might have. My name is Jami Jo. I'm here to make your nose happy and to answer any questions about why Scentsy is way better than candles.